he's got.
The video, this is a new little camera here, Canon 200D. Okay, welcome to the video. This is a new little camera here, Canon 200D.
Is he high?
200D Mark II EOS. It's made $240. Sell.
He likes to. This is one of these things that these people like to do on YouTube. Is they like to show you some monies. Like, you know, I could go and get 200 quid out of the hole in the wall now. There's 200 quid. It's not like big monies really. Like, you know, that might be all of his check for the month or whatever. But he, you know, wave it on the camera, say I'm doing great. Like, bear in mind, he's in a shed with some bike parts. Yeah, like, you know, he's in a garage with some bike parts. He might have got himself a house out of it during the YouTube Prime years, like his best years. He might have got himself somewhere where he doesn't have to pay rent. But like, he's not doing well, this guy, but he likes to pretend that he is. And the idea that he is he thinks people watch him and watch his videos and get views. And like, you know, like Andrew Tate goes around, I'm so special, and people watch him, and like, you know, rent a car and like have a photograph with my rented car, and then people watch me and all this.
Shoes. I'm a huge shoe geek. If some of you didn't know that, I am like Mr. Shoe. I've turned my studio into a studio.
So what's happened here is he's got a job lot of cheap shoes and he's trying to sell them.
And I do buy and sell shoes, which I have since 1994. When I was in high school, I sold my first pair of shoes in 1994. So I was looking at ways to...
There is actually a proper market in... I mean, it's weird, isn't it? Like, if you'd have saved your old shoes, if you do it every time you thought, oh, that's a nice pair of shoes. Like, remember those Adidas trainers you used to have that you really liked? And like, you know, if you'd just got a second pair and bought them and put them in a box and kept them, if you'd have bought a pair of Nike Jordans and just not worn them and just kept them, now they'd be worth loads of money. And so there is a trade, like, you can sort of buy and sell shoes. It's not like you're going to become a millionaire off it. Elon Musk isn't doing it, but there are now, the problem with these sort of operations. Foot fetish. Who is this chopper? This is Durianrider. He's a narcissist. He's a full-on horrible rapey narcissist. Yeah, the thing with the shoe stuff is there are now proper, like, there is a bit of money to be made in the trade in, I don't want to say antique, authentic trainers, yeah? But the people who are making the money are now the big company. Like, when I say big companies, you know, they're not like, you know, massive. There might be some, but like little independent people can make a little bit of margin on each of these boxes. But there are now companies that, you know, you go on, they've got websites. Do you know what I mean? Like, you go to an industry show and there's like they've got a massive stand and they've got people working there, and you know, there are like bigger companies out there. Like, if you want to get into this at the ground level and just buy a few boxes, like make a little 10, 20 quid here and there, maybe. But you've got a lot of boxes. You've got to have stock room and space, and you need to build up stock and be able to quickly ship in and out stock. It's not really a do this from your garage. Like, the economies of scale that now enable you to make the big money are not from this position. Like, imagine the fucking about. Like, they're not all in the same size, or maybe you've only stocked one size because they're the shoes you wear. I don't know, but like, imagine the fucking about you have to do with this. Like, it's eBay stuff. This is not going to make you rich.
Have nice shoes myself, the shoes I wanted, and not rely on mummy to buy them for me. She bought me my first pair of Air Max STs, and then boom, from then on, I became crazy about shoes. And still today, I'm still selling shoes. So it's just a little side hustle I do. I enjoy it.
So it's weird because he's never been crazy about shoes. Like, in all the years I've been watching Durianrider, he's never mentioned shoes at all. But I'm just checking in with him now after like probably a year or two off his content, and now he's a shoe expert.
I enjoy all my jobs. So this video is about, well, it's all about a lot of things. Your perfect job is always going to have problems. Like, so often people out there, they're like, I want my dream job, you know, the job I have sucks, it stresses me out, it's like, I'm dealing with douchebag. Put your earphones in, because I'm going to have some real language in here, and get those earphones in, because we're coming up. real content warning, and you know, you're gonna have fucking problems, all right? You're gonna deal with douchebags and people having moods and mental health issues and low blood sugars and keto moments and all this stuff, and that's okay. All right? It's human. We live in the human world here, okay?
Low blood sugar moments, keto. Are you talking about yourself? Are you saying that people are going to have to deal with people like you? Sorry, I'm going to turn these waves down a bit. Just go with the music. Where are we? Let's turn off that window. Yeah, we're talking about people like you, keto diets and low blood sugars, or is this your girlfriend you're talking about?
So you, no matter how good I love shoes. I love coaching people with weight loss and health. Like that gets me up at like 3 a.m. Sometimes I'm at 3 a.m. just up. Let's work now. I'm excited. Let's go.
Well, you'd hope that the people that are going to be coached about weight loss would also want to get up at 3 a.m. to receive that let's go now energy. Because if they're not up at 3 a.m., then you're going to have problems. Maybe their clients, maybe it's better to be like that when the clients want you rather than when you, if you're so obsessed with coaching people about, health and weight loss.
Sometimes I'll go to bed at 3 a.m.
Sometimes I go to bed at 3 a.m. That sounds really healthy. Do you want this man? Like, a lot of you in chat have never met Durianrider before. Like, this is your chance to, you know, gain a first impression. Do you necessarily want this man to be coaching you on health and weight loss? Maybe you do. I don't know.
All right, but I prefer that 3 a.m. starts versus going to bed at 3 a.m. It's much better for your hormone cycle, your body cycle, going to bed earlier and getting up early. Okay, much better, much better.
Okay.
I digress, but you know, so find something that you just fucking G'd up to start the day. Like I get, sometimes I'm laying in bed, I'm just like, oh my god, like, what do I start first? I'm just like, you know, man, all these different things that I want to do. I want to sell shoes, bikes, flip stuff, do this, help this person with that, save a pigeon, save a cat, whatever. You know, it's just
save a pigeon and save a cat. You're lying in bed in the morning thinking, God, yeah, I want to save a pigeon, save a cat. My guess is you wake up, you fucking fuck around, maybe get yourself some cereal, go back to bed, and then maybe have a wank. I don't think you're excited about saving a pigeon or a cat. The flipping shoes, like, Durianrider needs lots of different hustles and scams and things going on to try and make some money because he doesn't want to just do a fucking job. YouTube is one of them, and he always uses his YouTube. I didn't know that the shoes were a new big thing, but, you know, apparently he wants you to buy some shoes. But
things I love to do, right? So every single day I wake up, I'm fucking G'd up to start the day. I don't need to throw a stim in me to get going, all right? I'm already going.
This isn't the man that was having the arguments earlier. This is a different man now. This is Darren G. Sorry, this is not Darren G. This is Durianrider. This is Harley from Australia.
Okay, and if I drop a stim in there, like a quarter dose or something, I'm like, that takes me over from 100% to 104%.
He sounds pretty stimulated right now.
Okay, but I'd never need stims to get going because what I'm passionate about is my stimulant. Okay, that's what I encourage people to do. If you need stims to do your job, quit. Or go to bed earlier. Okay, do something, just make changes. Okay, so I don't need motivation to go and sell shoes or whatever. Even when I'm talking to people who are like, oh, you know, your shoes are fake, you know, this is bullshit, like you're a scam or whatever, and I'm just, whatever, man. We're having this like debate on the Facebook channel.
Having a debate on the Facebook channel about whether your shoes are fake and you're a scammer. So, what does that say?
Whatever, you know, it's like, I'm like, dude, Google me up, mate. I'm not a fucking fake shoe seller. Oh my god, Google you up, you're a rapist, you're a pedo, you're a murderer. It's just like, I fucking love.
Yeah, apparently they're calling him a rapist, a pedo, and a murderer. Did you hear it? I didn't bring that. I brought it up earlier as a bit of a joke. You know, I said he's the rapey kind of, like, I was doing a sort of joke because of, like, in his past there has been allegations made and videos made, so we can look at those again and, you know, we can revisit them for you chuffers that don't know it. But this is just me having a little quick check-in, see what's going on. But he's bringing up being a rapist, a pedo, and a murderer. Apparently, this is what gets him out of bed in the morning anyway, is arguing with people on Facebook.
You're a rapist, you're a pedo, you're a murderer. It's just like, I fucking love the whole part of it, all right? Being a health and fitness coach, all right? I love that. Fucking love it, man. I help people.
I don't know if you want the rapey health and fitness coach, but he is available
every single day, and that's brought me incredible fame and fortune. Right? I can't.
fame and fortune to the like of 9.2 thousand views, which is quite a lot of views for this. Oh, the other thing he does, this is one that I should highlight. I used to get really mad about this on YouTube. Everyone's got an ebook, and what they did was the best ebooks for weight loss. Right, what they did was they set up these little websites for like all the, because it was a feature of the vegan stuff, the vegan channels. They set up these ebooks. Look, free coaching, sorry, unlimited coaching, $250. You can get coached by Durianrider for $250. Add to cart. Do you know what I mean? Do you remember we saw this when we were looking at that other nutter who was like looking to sign you up for coaching, like, and it's all this like vegan fitness. He's got this girlfriend that's in these. Like, he used to have a different girlfriend, but she acts as like this stooge. Like, she looks quite hot, and he's doing really well. And look at his ripped body, and like, you know, he's a special cyclist, and you can get coached by Durianrider. In fact, he's an arsehole on the internet, you know. But they all offer this shit, and then you can buy the ebooks. So an ebook, this used to make me so annoyed, right? An ebook for Durianrider is pictures of himself, probably. Stuff he's copy pasted. Imagine Alan selling ebooks. Could you imagine Alan selling ebooks? The sort of rubbish that would be in them. And when the vegans were doing it, they were doing like diet books, and diet books is just a list of ingredients for foods. Like, it's, do you know what I mean? Like, you buy an ebook for like $20, they don't have to do anything. They've copy and pasted a load of crap. There's a lot of pictures of this. That's his old girlfriend there, Freely the Banana Girl. She was a big part of it, the Banana Girl. She was selling ebooks too, and they were doing these diet books. So every single YouTube video, doesn't matter how many videos they got, views they got, it was all about follow click through to sell the ebooks. That used to annoy the piss out of me. But now he's selling shoes.
I can't walk anywhere without someone recognizing me. All right, that's the fact. Every single day I get stopped in the street. So
that's because people that know you in your local area recognize you because they don't like you. And if they stop you in the street, it's to ask you, can you give me that money you owe me?
Some people call me infamous or famous or whatever. I'm a public figure, like it or not. Break up with a girlfriend, it's in the Daily Mail. All right, who I fucked 8 years ago still gets talked about on the cycling forums or whatever. All right.
So who you fucked gets talked about on the cycling forums, but you are not in the Daily Mail if you have a breakup.
It's just, you know, it's just, this is part of the deal. Like,
I mean, look at him and look at his setup and where he is. What is this piece of black material with the stain down it? Why is this bike frame standing up behind you? And why are you sat in front of these boxes of shoes? Is this even, like, is this a green screen? You're sat there in this bomber jacket. Like, he looks like he's broadcasting from the shed.
Accept that, all right? I accept that. Someone said to me when I lived in LA in 2016, when I was staying in LA for a few months, they're like, yeah, you have more fame than you think you have, and with that fame...
Narcissism, delusion, dropping in this idea, yeah, I was in LA for a bit. Like, you may have possibly gone on holiday to LA. I can't verify that right now. But just like, oh yeah, I was in LA. Me and Elon Musk were talking. Like, what you on about? You were in LA. You're in LA. You're sat in the basement.
Becomes risks and danger.
The thing is about him being a wannabe, like, big ups Trisha, like, he's a has-been wannabe. Don't know how to quite say it. For a while there, the big YouTubers that were vegan, him and Freely the Banana Girl, were big, and like his big videos that got loads of views have had like lots of views. He was doing loads of clickbait as well, like pictures of spiders and all sorts of weird shit, and he's had loads of views, but it's all petered down to like rubbish about cycling and the occasional narcissistic rant. There was a whole thing that happened when his ex-girlfriend spoke out about his behaviour, and then her current, like, he went off with these people in Thailand and he was with this girl for a bit, and he had her laptop and stuff like this, and her new boyfriend made a video and was like, he's a narcissist and these are all the reasons why, and they made load of narcissists. So we can look at those videos again in the future as well. They're lined up, they'll be fun. But he's still going despite everyone finding out that he's a massive chuffer. But I used to watch him, like, because I was a vegan, like, I was watching vegan videos, and then this guy was just a chuffer.
And stuff like that. Right? So be wary of that, Harley. I'm like, okay. I didn't understand what they were on about until, you know, till my fame kept going up and up and up. So I understand that now. And I'm also at an age, you know, I'm 46 soon, where I feel like I can really, you know, enjoy this level of attention, etc., versus taking it personal. Even just a few years ago, I was like easily irritated. Maybe 5 years ago, people used to trigger me, some of the comments they would write. I'd be like, you know, that's not true, blah, blah, blah. Now just like, it's just part of the fame, okay?
Right, except you said that you were arguing with people in the comments earlier, and that was like something you were like, about being a pedo or something.
People will clout.
A massive fall, kind of. Like, the girl he was dating, Freely, I'll quickly show you, look. Freely the Banana Girl. She was, like, big on YouTube. Like, she's got 800,000 subs, but, like, now she won't pull numbers. Like 20k, 16k, 18k, 50k. But same as Harley, it's like, here's me looking skinny, here's this stuff that I eat or don't eat, and like usually it's quite an exotic diet thing. Like at the time, it was like her most popular stuff. This is her most popular stuff. Look, it's thumbnail clickbait. There's one of her on the toilet, for Christ's sake, and I got a boob job and stuff like this. Bit of thumbnail clickbait going on here, isn't there? But how to get a flat stomach, 10 top tips, 2 million views. Like, she had the million views. But this stuff, a day in the life of a raw till 4 vegan. And she, I don't know if it's true. Like, I don't know if I find it to be true. But like, she put herself out there as the banana girl. And the concept was, you too can be skinny and whatever. If you buy my book, and in the book it's going to tell you that basically you're going to eat vegetables and fruit, or fruit basically. She goes riding a bike, and then like she's quite famous for this, which is she's got a whole box of bananas, like, and she's just going to eat all the bananas, and this is the diet.
In America you say bananas, and I actually like saying bananas better for some reason. Just more fun, something different. Alright, so bananas go in. Bananas and dates.
So she's skinny and she eats all the bananas, and that's it. Like, she rides a bike, she eats some more fruit. Like, she doesn't eat anything except, like, she's vegan and she also eats a fucking load of bananas. So that's the premise here. Or like sometimes a tomato or two, look. But everything's like blended up as a smoothie. Do you know what I mean? And like, this got her millions of views and sold her millions of ebooks. And during this time, because she's in Australia, she met this guy called Durianrider, Harley. And Durianrider, with his 240,000 subscribers, not so many anymore, his most popular videos, again, quite a lot of clickbait going on here. Like some quite gross sort of, big scabs and clickbait. A lot of cycling stuff. Like, he knows how to clickbait the cycling properly for the cycling. Weird clickbaity stuff. Why I moved to Thailand and what a typical day looks like with a picture of the girl on it. But look here, vegan diet destroyed my health after 13 years, carb, low fat, and it's Freely the Banana Girl, and look, there's Freely the Banana Girl on a bike. So he got a lot of clickbait going with his girlfriend being Freely the Banana Girl. So he's a clickbaity, look, raw food weight loss 101, the Banana Girl diet, 50 bananas a day. So he's there clickbaiting giant spiders, the racing, some cycling stuff, whatever he can, clickbaiting whatever he can for views. And he glommed onto this girl, and like, they were a couple, like the vegan couple on YouTube for a bit. And so his most popular stuff involves Freely and this other clickbaiting stuff. And then he had a whole drama when he broke up with her, and like, she and he both deserved to just like sink into YouTube obscurity, really, because they're like clickbait. Like, it was at the time when you could like do all this rubbish clickbait and get loads of views. And it is like, you see even the repeating videos here where he repeats the same thing over and over again. Like, it was all clickbait rubbish, really. But the real big deal was like, there was a, you know, like, there's a drama surrounding the thing. So like, Freely and her abortion and YouTube tips, like, you know, he would stoop to no low to do drama about the relationship. And like, when they broke up, it was all like drama about this. Jenna Marbles has this message, like, there's him with a top YouTuber, Jenna Marbles, and like, you know, glomming onto other people. Durianrider's girlfriend, July 2013, what does she look like? Like, he's a narcissist anyway, and like, so after this, Durianrider, narcissist, they made this video series, The Unmasking of a Narcissist, where they compared him to a narcissist, showed all clips of being a narcissist, and the reason was that he was mean to a particular girl who used to be a girlfriend of his, and her new boyfriend was eggy about it, and they made all these videos about him. So at that point, having no Freely the Banana Girl anymore, and having all the rest of the vegan YouTubers saying he's a bastard, having lots of this guy Norvegan making these videos saying he's a narcissist and stuff, like it was all sort of over. Durianrider exposed the unmasking, like it was all sort of over for him. So the vegan community, which is where he got the most power, they switched off from him and spoke out against him. And then he switched over to, like, he's always been vegan, cycling, diet, that sort of stuff. He's now just on about the cycling and the being popular. Like, he's not so on about the veganism anymore. He doesn't want to talk about it anymore. But there's all these other videos. So in time, if we're interested, we will watch my Twitch. You're watching it now. This is Twitch. Topaz Muzzle, Ganji Kid. But I'm Super Chuffer on YouTube, or Battery Exhausted. What do you mean, what's my Twitch? This is Twitch. Bit confusing for me. This is Twitch. So yeah, back to what he's saying recently and what he's up to, selling shoes.
Make up shit about you to get clout. It's a cutthroat world out there, right? There's a guy out there in Adelaide, you know, who's selling $200 wax chains using my name to get clout off that, to sell, you know, mammals, Dunning-Kruger mammals, $200 wax chains. And
what are my streams about? Which ones? Like, my streams in Super Chuffer on the main channel, Super Chuffer, it's turned into, it's sort of got there in a way. Like, you have to go through a process, but anyway, sort of got there, and it's now a psychological. I'll do reaction to body language. That could be true crime, or it could be, you know, apologies on YouTube or whatever. Reaction to body language. And we get Steve on. We've got a regular podcast about psychology. So we've got a sort of theme there. That's what Super Chuffer's about. And it could be anything, though. I can do variety. I'm a variety content creator, so there will be a variety of stuff on there. In fact, I used to say a lot more about the variety, didn't I? Anyway, on the B side, on Battery Exhausted, we've settled into just sort of react. It's kind of, you call it react, you know, watching people on the YouTube, talking about them. And over here on Twitch, I'm supposed to be playing computer games, but it's really just I'm chilling. So, what's my Twitch? Oh, my Twitch is, well, yeah, what am I doing? We play Genshin Impact, bit of Baldur's Gate. I'm looking forward to playing Starfield. And also, I talk about and look at people and videos and react. Yeah, loads of people do that. Yeah, no worries. Emma White's living her best life. I bet she is. Not in prison.
making up shit about me or whatever, just to get some money, all right, to sell some wax chains using my name to funnel traffic at his website.
Narcissism, guy sitting in his fucking basement on an old car chair. I don't even know if this is actually real. Like, I'd like to see him reach back and touch the shoes, because it feels like he might even have a green screen on. But no, I think he might really be there. But like, you know, somebody's using his name to sell their jewellery in another place, and the cutthroat world of YouTube, eh?
That's a cutthroat world out there. All right, we're living in Australia. We're approaching a recession. Like, people is desperate. People are desperate. Okay.
You're desperate.
People use my sex life from 8 years ago to sell wax chains to people. All right, in Adelaide today. Like, it's a desperate world out there. Like, the things people will do.
Here's the monies.
For money. It's a bit sad. But you know, so we all need money though. We all need coin for food, accommodation, whatever. This is the world we live in. We live in a plutocracy, the rule of money. Those with the money make the rules.
Is that what a plutocracy is? Those with money make the rules. Plutocrat. Plutocracy. Government by the wealthy. A state owned by the wealthy. Yeah. Okay, you know, I kind of agree that we do live in a plutocracy.
And so this video here is about understanding that you can make all the coin, make all the monies, but you won't be happy, all right, unless you're doing what you want to do in life.
So it's not about the monies. I thought it was all about the monies. What you got to do, what you really want. So what you really want to do is sell old shoes out of your basement.
Now, some people, this is their number one thing. They think the more money I have, this is going to make me happy. They keep chasing more and more and more and more and more. And then one day they get to a point and go, this shit doesn't make me happy. This shit, for me, what this does, This buys me plane tickets to Thailand. It buys me second-hand bikes that I love. It buys me fruit. It buys me water. It buys me rice.
Water?
Buys me, accommodation. But accommodation, I'm happy to sleep on the fucking streets. Actually, not the streets. I would sleep in the bush because the streets is too much pollution. The cars driving past. So I prefer to be
out in the bush. I'll go and sleep out in the wild. I don't need monies. Monies obviously is important because I need it for food and like bikes that I like. And I obviously buy, but I just sleep on the streets, really. Like, it's self-contradictory. I'm going to have to refill my bottle if I want to do any more of this. So let's let him talk and I'll refill my bottle. But he's an idiot.
In the bush. So I need just enough money, right? Never sell you. Oh, I've got kids, Harley. It's easy for you. You don't have kids. Well, yeah, I hear you, but the kids don't need money. Right? Who looks at their parents and is like, my mum and dad, they're fucking minted. Yeah. Fucking awesome. No, they're like, we judge our parents on how they made us feel when we were kids. Were they there for us when we needed them? How much time did we have with them? Did they understand our dramas as a kid or a teenager? That's what shapes us as humans. Not how much money our fucking parents made. The most depressed kids I've ever met are the ones who came from money, man. They weren't the poor kids who came from the single mum on the pension who had no job ever. No. It's the kids who came from the money who are the...
I would argue Harley doesn't really know what he's talking about, and he's just talking in cliches, because what money does afford you to do is to spend more time with your children if you so choose to do that. Struggling for poverty doesn't mean that you've had like such a brilliant home life that everything's been great-o, because money doesn't buy you things and money can't make you happy. But it does afford you more free time, holidays, better quality of life. Like having to work all the hours God sends to get that money. There is obviously a balance and a payoff. I understand that, but it sounds like he's talking about a cliche of a film or something instead of actually reality.
The most entitled or depressed or drugged up on SSRIs, etc. And if you know, you know. Okay, private school kids, the most depressed out there, right? It's crazy. So stop thinking, well, I need to make more money to give my kids a better future, because that ain't a guarantee. Kids is a lottery, all right? Kids is a lottery. What you need to do is find a job that you would do for free, a job that...
Harley's been circumcised, I think, so his opinions about children...
Gets you up early and keeps you up late at night because you're excited, not because you're stressed out. People are like, Harley, get a warehouse, get employees. I don't want to scale this shit up. I love just having the one-on-one interaction. I love being the buyer, going into the outlet, getting a pair of these Hirachis for $54 Australian, and then selling them to someone for $100.
What? One-on-one salesman, scammiesman, one-on-one scamming people with trainers that you probably got for like $2. One-on-one trying to hustle people into buying shoes on the internet. That's what you enjoy doing with your time. One-on-one hustling people to buy boxes of shoes.
Or $120 or $200. What?
Not circumcision. And what's the other one? Vasectomy. Yeah, he's had where he can't have the children. Vasectomy. What did I say? I'm tired.
Whatever price I sell these at, my customers are stoked. Either because it's the price is killer, or they're like, man, I've been looking for a size 14 emerald for ages.
A size 14. You bought a job lot of those.
Oh my God, I finally found it. All right, damn, thank you. So I'm a shoe geek. I understand what the feeling's like. I paid insane money for shoes, and I've been fucking stoked to get them. So I understand that. So I like being the buyer and the seller.
Right, yeah. What you're trying to say there is you're doing a 50% markup, and that's what you're saying, so it's going to be worse than that, on a load of old shit, and you love making monies, but you've accidentally said that you love making monies by putting a big markup, so then you tried to make it seem like shoes are great, and you should be on there trying to buy those shoes off him, and that would be great, and that he'd be stoked to buy the same shoes at a great markup.
I ain't saving for a Ferrari. Yes, I could go out today and get a brand new Ferrari here in Adelaide. Okay.
On a rental.
Will I do that? No.
because you'd have to pay £300 at the end of the month or whatever it is per week. You know, you'd have to pay the rental price on that. But anyone could go and do that, yeah. But then you'd have to, and at the end, when you couldn't pay it, then you'd be in with the bill and they'd take it off you. But of course, like, you can't go out and buy a brand new Ferrari because you're sat in the fucking shed with all those shoes.
I love Ferraris. I think they're cool. It's just a fucking carved 4 wheels and metal and speeding fines. An obligation, responsibility.
There's a famous video of him in a Ferrari driving off down the street and then obviously cut, and then he has to come back and give it back to his friend.
And the people who respect me more because I got a Ferrari, I don't give a fuck about what they think too much, you know. So that's just the deal. The irony is, you know, when I needed money the most, I had the least. Now I don't need money, I have the most. And that's just how the universe works. But money's good to have, you know. Money's good to have because I can help people with it. Like I have properties, and I live with 3 young.
Like, is it possible this man's a property magnate and also enjoys selling shoes in his carriage?
Young women under age 25.
Sorry, what?
But money's good to have, you know. Money's good to have because I can help people with it. Like I have properties, and I live with 3 young women under age 25. And right now there's a bit of a housing crisis in Australia. It's hard for people to find accommodation. And if you're a guy, it's okay because you can sleep out in the bush and it's all good. But if you're a girl, you know, a young, attractive girl,
then you can go and live with him for cheap rent, maybe, which is weird.
Sleeping out in the bush, you know, it's probably not so safe, potentially, right? So I am able to provide safety and security for young women.
Although the people that they want to stay safe from are people like you, lurking out in the bush.
Because I have money, and that makes me feel good as well. So I'm a bit of a daddy figure in that regards, and that makes me feel good. And if you're a guy and you're looking for a place to stay, fucking hit the bush, mate. But seriously, that's the benefit of being a guy.
So you'll probably see in future videos, he used to have people, because it's Australia, the weather's nice, he used to have a load of students sleeping in tents in his garden, like all paying him for it. I believe he got himself a house. Like, I believe when times were good on YouTube, he managed to secure himself a property, but I believe he still has to pay the mortgage on it. I'm not sure, but I do believe he has a house, but it's like run down, bare minimum. Like, you know, he's had all people sleeping in the garden. Like, he's not got a load of nice fixtures and fittings and a nice sofa. Look at him. Right.
Is
this Luke? He's Luke. No, this is Alan. Not Alan. This is Durianrider. This is Durianrider. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because he's got those girls living in his house. It's a status symbol thing for him. Like, he wants to have this. Like, he basically, I think his girlfriend, like, you know, gets a ride off him. Like, not so to speak, not the sex, but like, you know, like, I think she gets to live in a house and like get some of this YouTube money that comes. Like, he does get some income off YouTube. Like, he regularly hits 3,000 to 5,000 views on a video. It's not lots of money, not loads of monies, but when he's like, I don't think he's got, like, maybe he doesn't have the mortgage overhead or whatever. Like, I just think that he's in a situation where living off like fruit, like the reason they do these fruit diets and stuff like that, imagine how expensive it is to just buy a fucking great big job lot of bananas instead of proper shopping. Like, you know, imagine how expensive it is if you don't, like, you're wearing just cycling clothes because you're riding your bike all day and you're eating just fucking rice and bananas. Like, it's almost like living a subsistence lifestyle. And like, I think the reason he goes to Thailand a lot as well, and a lot of them from the Australian vegan community, cycling community, go out to Thailand for one reason, is that it's cheaper living out there. And for him, if you're making like £300 a month off YouTube or £400 a month off YouTube, and then you go to Thailand, you can nearly live like a king off £400 a month. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, for him, he's just scraping by with the bare minimum, selling his shoes and stuff like that. But I think in some ways he's got this property, and it gives him this power that because he was the, like, there were 2 or 3 that used to be in his gang, and like, you know, one of them would live in the house and he'd be on at them to pay the rent, and like, you know, I think he gives him some sort of authority, and I think he gets a little bit of rent money income off this in some way as well. Like, I don't think these girls get free accommodation off him, although he might be giving them free accommodation. The Thailand thing, he's got loads of videos of him being out there cycling, like him and the girlfriend used to do it, and like they live cheap out there. But I don't know if he's I don't know, he might be like, you know, a nonce, I don't know, but he's just a chuffer anyway. Yeah, so like, it's just funny, isn't it? Like, he's doing this video saying about how successful he is, dressed like this in his garage with all the shoes.
You're a lot safer out in the bush by yourself because people think, oh, this guy's sleeping out in the bush, he's a psycho. If you're a girl out in the bush, it's like, you know what I mean? It's a lot different reality. Even though in society, no one's, you know, if you're a man, people are unlikely to help you unless you're famous or whatever, or exceptionally good looking, etc. But otherwise, if you're a man, you got problems, who cares? And that's part of being a man, is creating solutions to our problems and getting it done. So that's the beauty there. But yeah, so where we're going with this, it's about finding jobs that you're passionate with, and when you are passionate about something, you'll become good at it, right? And then you'll find yourself. Here's another thing as well people don't talk about, is the happier you are, the less money you want to spend on just material bullshit.
That's what I was saying. I don't think he's even got a TV. You know what I mean? Like, the comments. Harley is speaking nothing but facts. You've got to find your joy in life because it ain't looking for you, says Ida Whispers. This one says, gave your protocols a few tries. I find it difficult to find good fruit where I live, and it's expensive. I also can't get satiated. I'm constantly shoving food down my throat, and it feels like I ate nothing. I'm a big guy at 6 foot, 7, 420 lean, 7, 240 lean, I don't know what that means. And I train, and it just feels impossible to fuel my body with just fruits and starches. I always have to go back to having fats and meats to get the satiated feeling. The diet did work for losing weight and it improved my running a bit, but it feels so unsustainable for me. I don't know if this is a real comment or if they're trying to like have a bit of a like, you know, point at veganism, but there is an issue with the number of calories. Like if you just eat pure broccoli and fruit, like, you know, there is an issue being, I would say, transitioning and working, especially if you're going to be doing workouts as well. So veganism doesn't just work in just like, I switched to veganism, I ate a load of bananas and now I'm brilliant. You know, there is issues there. Maybe you need other things other than just fruits, and maybe Harley's diet is at fault there. Do my actual protocol, says Harley. There is about 20 of them. You've done 2. That's like making a house out of 2 parts, but it requires 20. So you haven't followed the book through to the end. So if it's not working for you at the start, fuck you. Yeah, Bright, you've got to add lots of table sugar to the fruits, et al, to get satiated. But keep the dietary fat 20 grams or less each day. Ideally 10 grams or less. Durianrider. Tell them, Durianrider. Don't always agree with your argument about disc brakes. Not everyone is a racer, but I respect your views and how true you are to them. Question, bro, why not Vietnam? Why would that be the reason for choosing Thailand over Vietnam? Curious because Vietnam is popping up a lot in the algorithm for expats from the USA. They seem to have a lot of parallels with Thailand, with fruit, price of living, respectful locals. People are just in here having conversations. Well done. Durianrider gives free value to all. Durian Walker. Like, there are always people who like support. I think that must be a troll, this one. Love your work and your haters calling you a pedo. You're welcome, all of it. Tenacity, perseverance and passion. That's a troll. That's a sock account. And he's put, they can't argue my points. I have to make anything to try to win. Just comes with the territory. I didn't understand that a few years ago. Weird comments. He's a bit of a lolcow. Well, he's a lolcow.
$1,000 a night hotels, right? And I've done all that stuff just to experience it, to say I've done it and speak of experience. But it's you know, it's just, yeah, cool, whatevs. The more money you make when you're doing stuff that you're really passionate about, the less you spend. There comes a point where you're like, I get this bike, I get that bike, what more do I need, you know? And so that's another thing. Then the money just starts to pile up, and then you buy properties and you can provide for other people, etc. So it's that element as well. So the more passionate you are about your job, the less money you need to live. So you're making all this money and you're saving like 90%, 95%.
I could almost imagine that, because I don't see him spending a lot of money in his life, but I don't know how much money, like when he says all this money, he might be grifting a few here and there, he might be selling a few ebooks, he might be getting a few YouTube views, but it's only about enough to provide for his subsistence lifestyle. So I don't know if he is, you know, saving all this money. But on the other hand, I could imagine him, like his narcissistic, controlling aspect, I could imagine him taking this money off other people. Like if he's got this property and people are living there, like these 3 young girls, I could imagine him asking them for rent and putting that in the bank. But he doesn't have a property empire as much as he says he's got 3 properties and this and that. So I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a property empire.
of the income. It just piles up because you're like,
Yeah, no nights everyone who's going sleepies. I'm going to finich this video and then go knock it on the head after this.
fucking, I wear this jacket I got given. It's from like 1980 something. I got this shirt in
You can tell.
2016. Yeah, I'm wearing socks.
You look like you're dressed from the charity shop, or what did you call it, the thrift store.
So I got from 2016 in LA.
So it's not a good look because, like, you don't look like you're doing well.
They smell so much, you probably smell them through the camera. This one's got a, look at that, it's got a rip in the back of the sock. Right? Camera cutout, where were we? See, on social media, you get fame, people get clout, they want to create some drama, blah, 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 blah. They want to half-truth stuff or exaggerate. It's just power.
Like, all of these people in the street are just normal people, and they all look like they're doing much, much better than you without, they haven't got holes in their socks and old jackets from the 80s. Like, even if they're vintage jackets and they look cool, like, they're, at least their clothes are clean and they don't look like all ragged up.
Part of the deal, all right? I've coached so many, I've coached
He's out there filming these young girls on the street at the bike competition.
more multi-millionaires or six-figure earners from ground zero up to those numbers than anyone else on social media.
This is his girlfriend, apparently.
If you know anyone else, let me know.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just let her live in the house for free and she agreed as long as she doesn't as long as he doesn't sex her, she just has to be in the videos.
I don't know anyone who's been more successful at coaching up YouTubers from day one subscribe up to 7 million.
She looks happy.
Another club, another takeover. Just wonder who's next.
It's the advert.
They can keep their eye on money.
Crazy, wouldn't ever have thought that would be possible, but
Oh, you give me the fucking YouTube videos, then aren't you, you fucking mongrel? You give me the fucking YouTube advert clicks there. You give me the fucking AdSense there.
a lot of people, they get 500 subs or 50k subs or 100 or 300 or their first million subscribers and they quit or they drop off or they
Their first 1 million subscribers, what are you on about?
hate it because they can't handle any haters. And I'm like, the reason why you can't handle haters is because YouTube was just about the money and the fame for you. It wasn't about the contribution. People are like, oh, I can't believe you're still here. Like you've gone through this turmoil and people have tried to cancel you and it's just all a fucking shit show. It's all part of the. It's like doing a marathon and going off course because someone fucked the signage up. You turn around, keep going, whatever. I think I'm going to sit there on the side of the road. You know, so that's the difference between being a man and a boy.
Ranting about how his life has been ruined by trolls. Now, all these footages of stuff he's filmed from the bike show, so from the bike race. So it's a shame because we haven't got him on camera now, which is a shit. But I want to hear I love selling shoes. This is the section. He sectioned it. He needs sectioning. And he's called it I love selling shoes. Let's hear what he says about loving selling shoes.
Then you didn't really love doing that job. Right? I love selling the shoes. I'll always sell shoes. Right?
You sure you don't want to be one of those bike men on the bikes in the big bike race?
I don't need the money. YouTube, I'll always do it. I don't need the money. Right? Even if I wish they could take away the money from YouTube. All right, today.
You seem to quite like these men doing the bike racing and all their lovely hats and costumes.
Hey. And then we'll see who's left on YouTube uploading. Most of the channels are, all right, bye, see ya, done. Ain't getting paid, ain't turning up. And that would be pretty cool to see. I would still be here, man. You know that. All right? You know that.
That's his leg there. He got his leg in it.
Because I love getting on camera, helping people out. All right? The haters don't determine what I do that day, okay? I talk about. I have the courage to say what needs to be said if it's going to severely help people. All right? That's all I can
I'm filming the tyres. I'm filming the tyres.
care about. Is like, well, I might get hate if I
The knee.
say this, but I don't care
the knee,
because it's
the
going to
leg.
help people with
The tyres.
their health, their fitness, their cycling life, okay? Now, there's this, there's things I don't talk about and I lie about. Like, I know one guy, should I say that? Yeah, I think I can say that. I know one guy that he's raising kids that aren't his.
What? Raising kids that aren't his? Like, people do get into relationships where they do raise kids that aren't their own. Then he goes on and he talks about having a flat tire, money, stuff. Like, How did I retire so young and get women like this is the title of the video. Best ebooks, Durianrider. It doesn't seem to be going that well for him, in my opinion. I should clip this and put it on Super Chuffer somewhere, shouldn't I? I'll put it on Battery Exhausted, but that's the here end of today's episode. I'm not even going to finish this video, to be honest. Fuck this. Evening, everyone, says Potato Spuds. Sorry, I'm about to close the stream. So, Alan was terrible tonight and has been all week. There's that to think about. But instead of that, we've done thus. We managed to do a good one. I'm actually quite proud of that one, actually, when you think about it. When you think about it, right? The old Super Chuffer thus. This one we did. It's not got the best thumbnail, maybe, because I went off the eyes, because I used this infamous picture of the cult people with their shoes and on. But cults, thus podcast. Steve did a really good job on that, like doing some research, having things to talk about.